everyone, and welcome to my kitchen. I know you're probably bored of eating the same foods every single day because we're in quarantine. So today I'm going to show you how to make some really amazing Haitian food so that you can try something different. I'm also going to show you a few variations you can make. Not exactly what I'm going to make, but a few variations you can make to try something a little different if you don't have all these ingredients at your house. So let's get started. So we're going to start out by making some pickles. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need some shallots, habanero peppers, some lime juice and vinegar. And first off, I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut up this shallot. So I like to do it this way. Get this angled right. Cut off one end, then the other. And you're just going to have your standard looking shallot with two ends cut off. American shallots are a lot bigger than the ones we have in Haiti. So normally we'd have a bunch of ones about the size of my thumb instead of these giant ones. So you're probably not going to need a whole bunch of them. I got about 6 and I went ahead and pre-chopped 5 of them. I'm just going to show you how to do this one. So we're going to peel all of this off. And if you notice, a lot of times shallots kind of have the two parts. And if you can find shallots like that, those are the ones we want. Because we actually are going to cut it into whole rings. And we want to be able to have, here's some ones I pre-cut, that full piece like that, because it's going to kind of like fall apart when you pickle it. And then you're just going to slice it pretty thinly, like this. The pickles I'm making today is one, it's from the art and meat area in Haiti. There's quite a few different variations. This is my favorite, the one named shallots. I think it tastes the best. And it's one of the prettiest ones because what happens is the purple in the shallot actually kind of leaks out into the liquid and you get this really pretty pinkish red color. And it looks really pretty when you eat it with things. But if you don't want to use shallots, there are other variations. So some people use cabbage, some people use carrots. It's kind of like a kimchi, and that people use different types of vegetables for it. One of the reasons we use shallots is they're milder than an onion, and you don't want like a super strong flavor. But if you don't have this, I grabbed this out of the fridge. You could totally use like a coleslaw one from the supermarket. And if you didn't want to use the shallots and you want more of like a cabbage version. So we're going to dump that into this giant bowl of shallots that we have now. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to wash off and cut up our habanero peppers. If you can't find habanero peppers, you could use like jalapenos, but classically we like our spicy habanero peppers in Haiti. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse these off and then I'll be right back. I know you might not be able to get your hands on gloves right now, but it's what I recommend for when you're working with habaneros because they will burn your fingers and you'll get it stuck on your fingers, the juice of them, and then you'll get them in your eyes, which I've done plenty of times. Now, one of the keys here is we don't want the seeds because the seeds are really where it's really too spicy. So I'm going to cut the top off like that, and then I'm just going to kind of cut the insides out. You can already smell how spicy it is. And then I'm just going to grab out the seeds. We're going to dump those in the trash. Okay. Once those are in the trash, you're just going to kind of cut it down. So you're going to cut it down the center and you're going to cut it into halves. And then we're going to actually dice this really, really, really finely because it's very spicy. Of course, there's spicier peppers. We actually normally use Scotch bonnet instead of habaneros. Scotch bonnets are a little fruitier. Part of it is you want a fruity pepper because you want that fruitiness. You want to have that fruity flavor before you're going to get the stingy bite of the habanero. So we're gonna cut it up into little tiny pieces like that. Very tiny little pieces. So I'm gonna finish chopping up this pepper and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I finished chopping up all of our delicious habanero peppers, we're gonna put it into a jar. I personally recommend using a glass jar because sometimes hot peppers and stuff, they leak into the plastic, and if you wash it and try to use it again, it's not great. So we're going to use a glass jar today. So we're just going to dump all of our chopped up shallots into this glass jar. Now, if it doesn't all fit right away, that's fine. We can smash it down like that. I'm just going to keep going. If it doesn't all fit, you can just make another jar worth. You know, it's delicious. It lasts forever in the fridge. Okay, we're gonna smash it down some. When you put the lime in, it's going to actually kind of break it down a bit and you can fit more in. So you can always leave this in the bowl, the leftovers, and then keep adding it. The next thing we're gonna do is add lime juice in. Now, classically, if you have it, you can make the whole thing with only lime juice. But if you don't have enough lime juice, you could do it the rest of the way with distilled vinegar. So we're gonna go ahead and dump this lime juice in. And if it has one of these little plastic things, you can probably should pop it off because it's gonna take a while doing it this way. We're just gonna squeeze probably this whole already open bottle into here. You can also use key lime juice, which is what we have in Haiti, rather than the straight lime. Here we go. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but it's not filled all the way up. So I'm going to top it the last bit of the way with some distilled white vinegar. You don't want to use a lot of vinegar because vinegar is super strong. And then last step is adding in our habanero peppers. So you can make it as spicy or not spicy as you want, this step. So I'm going to add about that much. And then basically as this breaks down, you can add more or less depending on what you prefer. It's just going to slowly go down. Add. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I wish you could smell how great this smelled. Right about that much for the whole jar. And then what we normally do is if we have any left over, we will stick this in a little Ziploc and put it in the freezer for the next time we want to make Piklis, so we don't have to buy a whole another container. And we're just going to close this up and stick it in the fridge to set for a while. And then we'll be back and I'm going to show you how to make fried plantains to eat with this. Okay, so now that we have our Piklis resting in the fridge and getting all that flavor mixed together, we need to talk about the plantains that we're about to fry. So there's a bunch of different types of plantains, and by that I mean the color. So here's what you need to know. Green plantains are going to be a lot firmer, like these ones, and you're going to get a much starchier, firmer fried plantain when you fry it. While if it's yellower, you're going to get much softer, sweeter. So my personal favorite is when they look green, but when you squish them, they're kind of soft, because that means that you're not going to get like a really dense, kind of like dry fried plantain, but you're going to get a nice kind of moist one with really good flavor. It's not going to be super starchy or sweet, and it's going to hold up really well when frying. And that's how you pick a good plantain. And if you pick them when they're too green, you can always wait a little while and they will soften up, especially if you put them with bananas. Now in Creole, the word for plantain is banan, which sounds like banana, so it can be really confusing because someone's like, oh, banan, and you're like, yes, and then you're like, you meant banana. That's not the same word, but I digress. So I'm now going to show you how to cut these up, and then we can pop them in the wok to fry. Okay, now that we have our plantains picked, I'm going to show you how to cut them up because these are actually really hard to peel. So So what you're going to do is cut off each end like that, and then you're going to make a slit right down the middle. Like that. See the slit? And then you're going to stick your finger in. And don't peel this way, you're going to want to peel open. Because otherwise it doesn't peel. These are kind of hard to peel. Stick your finger down. Just gonna slowly. It's probably going to tear off like that, and that's fine. My trash can to my side. I recommend having your trash can out for this part. So you can just throw everything straight in. As you can see, even with years of experience and practice, it ain't easy. Growing up in Haiti, food is like a major thing. We love to eat. It's a big part of the culture and how people get to know each other. In fact, the major way we celebrate our Independence Day in France is by eating. Because the French were like, hey, you're black. That means you don't have good taste buds and you can't enjoy good food. So, they specifically wouldn't let us eat pumpkin soup. So for our Independence Day, we eat pumpkin soup, and we take it and we make it, and everyone goes to friends and family's houses, and they make a giant pot of it, and they give everyone a little bit, and so when you come back home, you have a bunch of different types of pumpkin soup that is everyone's family's version of it. And so it's a really delicious way that our country kind of unites together. Now that we have our plantain peeled, we're going to cut it at a diagonal, like that. So. And I like to cut them kind of thick. So you can cut them as thick or thick as you want, thin or thick as you want, but you want to make them even so that when you fry them, they fry really easily. Now, I'm not sure if you can see, but it leaves a lot of starch on your cutting board and on your knife. It's really hard to wash off. So the moment you finish cutting and frying, you want to wash your cutting board so you can get it off. Now, I'm going to go cut this one, and then I will show you how to fry them. Okay, now I've already got my wok started. I like to use a wok. You can also use a cast iron pan if you have one. And you're going to put just enough oil to kind of cover the bottom, probably about 1/4 inch. And then put it probably on about medium-high heat. So I have it on a 6, and this has been already heating up for me. And now I'm going to grab some tongs for flipping. We're going to see if it's the right temperature. Not sure if you can see that. There we go. It's just right. I'm just gonna keep adding them in. You can cook them with less oil if you wanted. Slowly cook those, and then we're going to stick them in a bowl. Paper towel to drain, and I'm going to set it on the side here. And then when we're done, we're just going to stick it straight in there, and we can keep adding. and then dusted it with some salt. Now, this is just a once fried plantain, but there are other types too. For example, what we call banan peze, where you fry it once, you smash it, and then you fry it again. So right now I'm just gonna flip these. Drop a few more in there. There's plenty of room. One thing I like about using a wok is they kind of slide in, so you're not really dropping them in, and that kind of helps prevent the splatter. And you're just going to wait till they turn a nice golden brown. Make sure they don't stick to each other. I don't know if you've noticed throughout this, but in Haitian cooking, we don't really use measurements. We're just kind of like, looks good. So now we just wait. I wish you could smell how delicious they smell. Kind of fruity and I'm so excited to eat these with our freshly made Piklis. It's going to be delicious. And I will show you what they look like when they're done. Okay, now as you can see, if we adjust the camera, they've turned this gorgeous golden brown. Let me see if I can get a good shot here. Unfocus. I will hit the focus button. And when they look like that, on both sides, they're done. Now these are definitely more on the starchy side. They're not the super sweet ones. The super sweet ones are going to turn a lot darker and they're going to be a lot softer. These are more like French fries. So I'm going to finish cooking the rest of these and I will see you when everything's done. Okay, so now that we've finished frying our delicious plantains, I mean, look at these. We're going to put a little bit of sea salt on them. I like the iodized sea salt. That's what we use. We use carefully sprinkle it. I did this between layers as I pulled it out so they kind of stuck to it. And then I will show you. So we have our Piklis. We let it sit in the fridge for about an hour. The longer you let it sit, the more flavor and deliciousness it's going to get. And as you can see, it's gone down. So I'm going to take a piece. I'm going to kind of dig down in for one that's kind of softer. Some of the orange. And you're just going to pop it like that, making a mess. Right on top of your plantain. So we're going to have some, we have some nice hot pepper on it. And now we're going to eat it. It's spicy, it's citrusy. You have the sweetness from the plantains. It is so good, and it's just gonna get better. The longer you let it sit, the better it's gonna get. We eat it on plantains, we eat it on meat. You got a pork chop, throw this on it when you're done cooking. It's amazing. Fried chicken, whatever. We do it with this because a lot of times when you have fried foods, you need something that's bright and spicy to get through it, and this is the perfect thing for that. So thank you for watching my video. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and you're going to try making this at home because it is delicious and amazing. I can't recommend it enough. You enjoy trying something else instead of being stuck inside the whole time at quarantine eating mac and cheese all day. Even though that's okay too, because I love mac and cheese. Bye.